And we are live. Session 7, Hunter the Reckoning, World of Darkness, First Edition Hunter the Reckoning. Last time we met, we were missing a few people, so who that was here remembers what happened?
I'm not sure if I remember up to what happened last time. I remember the ending, the one before, with the blood goulash, and I don't think I'm drawing a blank.
We don't have Scaly, and I wasn't there last time, so
Yeah.
anyone remember what happened?
Well, I'm looking at the dice rolls that we did, and Scaly did a vision check, and then a stealth driving check, a sneak up on check,
Alright,
looking
I
in
will
car
recap
check
then.
nightmares.
So
Well,
last time, we started the day, the detective came and picked up the tapes from Cody that he had prepared. Cody had asked Carl to get a schedule or itinerary or routine rather from what was his name, Sean, as to when he left. And as far as Carl had been able to find out, up to recently, he kept a mostly routine, uh, regular routine. He'd leave in the morning, drive to school, or drive to class, presumably, come home in the evenings, then leave after dark, come home sometime not terribly late, but not super early either. That changed when he had driven the night of the incident and ended up walking home not too long before dawn. Other things that had happened: another body was discovered out by the cemetery at a behind a convenience store, I believe, which Daniel went to investigate and saw it wasn't as drained of blood as the other one, but while he was there, the coroner snuck off with the body because he just kind of disappeared. So Daniel raced back to the coroner, and he had no idea what was going on. Other than that, Walton Rockwell was seen surveying a hotel, one of the bad hotels in the drug district. Seemed intent on wiping it out and building another ice cream shop. Not much was known of the new corpse, except the sheriff held the press conference. They seemed to at first be rumoring for a serial killer, but he didn't go that route. He also didn't seem to go the mountain lion route of the other one. The other body, Mr. What was his name? Donovan Brown, had already been cremated and taken care of, and the coroner at that point seemed to have a few spots in his memory that were coming up blanks that he couldn't seem to explain. And I think that was about it. Oh, Carl was using the new threat of the supposed serial killer to install new cameras or more cameras around the apartment complex.
Okay. So what did the sheriff of the press conference? What did they say was?
well,
What
that was a couple of points there. One, the second body was being investigated by the sheriff and not the police, even though it was within the city limits. Two, him talking about me going to look at the body, I actually snuck in there, looked at the body, and noticed it wasn't as drained as blood as people were saying there was blood all over the place and stuff like that. And I was like, there's no blood anywhere. Or not a lot. But the other thing is when I went and talked to the coroner, I was like, oh, so any news about this new body? He was like, what new body? And as far as he knew, nobody had ever arrived. So Daniel actually, when everything wrapped up, Daniel was writing up the story that the coroner and the sheriff's department law enforcement has screwed up again and lost another body. Because the first one was released before being fully investigated to be cremated. And the second one, they don't know where it is.
Okay. So the sheriff took over the investigation, and then the body went missing from them, and they're just saying they don't know where it is. Okay.
The second body was not within city limits. It was outside of the city. That was actually in sheriff's jurisdiction.
Okay. Sorry, that was my bad.
The coroner van was there when they showed up, and sometime during the press conference, the coroner van vacated the scene. Nobody saw it leave. Upon seeing that it wasn't there, Daniel got in, drove back to the city morgue, and spoke to the medical examiner there, and he said that he was never called for a new body, so he didn't know what was going on. The first body, that of Donovan, right? Did I have the name right again?
Do we have a name on the second body? Or
no?
Okay.
Not yet. The Donovan Brown was the first victim. The sheriff came in and talked to the coroner there and arranged for the cremation. That was the odd one, because the sheriff shouldn't have been with that one, because the first one was within the city.
Okay. So the sheriff
wait.
arranged the cremation of Donovan Brown.
I seem to recall the police showing up at the apartment. I could be wrong, right? I mean, I could be mistaken. But I seem to recall the police actually visited our potential new vampire.
I believe you're correct. And it was daytime. They went in, knocked, and then a few minutes later left.
Yeah, I think that's what I remember.
And the regular coroner is Hiram Irwin. He said he was not contacted to deal with the newest victim.
Okay. So it's vaguely sounding like the sheriff is either working with or under the influence of the vampires here. Let's see. Death near the cemetery, which that's... I see bodies on there. On the map there. And I guess that area of the cemetery, that's pretty well out of the way, so getting an ID on anyone who would have been around there is going to be... there's not going to be any security cameras there, and it's unlikely there'd be any eyewitnesses either.
Right. The sheriff's press conference basically said it was a mugging. He was stabbed and robbed, wrong place, wrong time type of thing. They don't have much to go on.
Okay. All right. So, did we have any plans in motion when we left off last time, or are we starting fresh, trying to figure out some new line of investigation here?
People researching vampires and stuff, and find out more about them. That was
Okay.
like a
Okay.
prerequisite
Oh,
for doing anything.
I forgot the bulk of the session. Somebody came to Cody and wanted to hire him to investigate her cheating husband, and it turned out that he probably just lost his good paying job and had to get a lower paying job and has been working double shifts ever since and hasn't been honest with his wife. So he's not cheating, he's just working himself to death, presumably.
Okay. But nothing supernatural in that case so far.
Nothing so far. Oh, and the second body did in fact have some sharp punctures around the neck area.
Managed to figure out that before it vanished into
Yeah,
oblivion.
because Daniel had snuck up on there and saw the body when he was tapped on the shoulder by one of the deputies and escorted away from the scene. And that was most of Saturday? No, Sunday.
All right. So we've got two bodies. Neither of them are particularly close to each other. Pretty significant distance there. So, well, let's see. If we're looking at how a vampire. I mean, I guess okay. So we got the vampire research. What means were we using there? Is it just HunterNet is what we got for research at this point?
That is up to you guys. So yeah, it was Saturday and Sunday. Saturday was when the stakeout happened and all that stuff. Sunday was when the new victim was found. So if if there's any idea of what Sarah and Dr. Ezekiel were up to over the weekend.
I thought somebody was doing some occult research, like at a library or something.
I think that was something we were both trying to do. I'm not sure if we had found any possible sources of occult information at this point.
Yeah, I don't think we found anything aside from internet that we found to be particularly reliable.
I guess a reasonable thing to do would just be to like check out like antique stores or like old bookstores or anything like that. Anything where there's some older stranger books, because the university library isn't going to be any help here. I'm pretty sure I've already tried that one. And they don't have anything that goes back to having information on weird stuff like that.
So do you want that to have been what you were doing over the weekend?
Sure, that's reasonable.
There's a very important book that you can check out at the library that tells you all about vampires, man.
Is it the rulebook to Hunter the Reckoning?
Well,
no, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
There you go.
I was about to say there's the secret movie room in the back of one of those video places that are competitors to Blockbuster. So you have to wait to the cashier to get through, and get in the back room with all the secret horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing that scares me the most about World of Darkness. Is World of Darkness supposed to be a little bit darker, creepier place? Some of the horror movies we've come out with in our world, I only want to know what they got.
No, I mean, Oh, would you play the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines video game? Like they got the horror movie section of that one.
Limited editions of The Ring where they track who buys it and actually send somebody out to your house when you watch it to terrorize you.
They just have like an actual organization with bureaucracy and everything. Okay, you're taking care of that guy who watched The Ring on Saturday. You're gonna need you to come back in on Thursday for this other guy.
So I am not a fan of horror movies, but this is literally what my roommates did to me one time. First, they made me watch The Ring, which I was not all for, but I was like, whatever. I worked nights at a movie theater, so I would get home at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I had a little flashlight because I had to check theaters and whatnot. So I would walk in and I wouldn't turn on any lights. I would just use my flashlight. And I'd walk through the house and go to my room. Well, come around the damn corner, these jackasses had wheeled my TV out of my room and left it in the hallway and left it on static.
Fun.
Fantastic.
You want to talk? I damn near shot one of them because I actually was also carrying a gun back then. Because they knew when I was coming home. They were hiding out in their rooms. And if one of them had to start chuckling, I wouldn't have realized what the hell was going on. Because I see the thing, and I was like, okay, this is stupid. I turn around. They had set up a dummy with long hair. They had borrowed a wig from their girlfriend. So I turn around, and there's this thing standing in the freaking kitchen with long-ass hair. I was like, somebody better come out or I'm about to shoot something.
All right. But I think a reasonable thing for us to be doing is to, be looking into any other possible sources. Like, I don't know, there might be something we could do through official means. Like we've got a library here. Maybe we can contact other libraries and see like, hey, looking for some more obscure books, these kinds of things, and try to like get some things shipped over. Also looking at any, looking at some of the weirder stores in town, old bookstores, anything that might have more occult information, and trying to track down some hard sources on something.
All right. For the track down. Somebody give me a... In this case, probably perception? No, yeah, perception?
Research? Investigation?
No, wits and streetwise.
Wits and streetwise. Okay. Standard difficulty. I will... whatever. I've got willpower. This is kind of important for us to move forward. I'll go ahead and spend some on that. Okay. Oops. 6 witness. So that'll be a total of 3 successes.
Okay. So besides the old standbys, the fiction pieces that everybody knows about, you have also managed to find a few not so mass-produced journal type books as well.
Some things that now that we've gotten a glimpse of the real deal, it's like, oh, this person might know what they're talking about.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead and accumulate whatever information we can from that, and try cross-referencing with what we've seen, and try to separate the fact from fiction there.
So that will take an intelligence and research roll.
All right.
This is going to be a difficulty of 8.
All right. And this, how do you do like assisted rolls in this? Like if you're having two people working together on something, do you just each roll and you add up successes, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Intelligence
Good.
and research. Difficulty 8. Oh boy, that's a good roll. It'll be 4 successes on vampiric research, and then Ezekiel, I assume you also have a decent research skill.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is very good.
That is 8 successes. Granted, we're getting 8 successes on 3 successes worth of sources, but
Right.
Does
Y'all read the hell out of those papers.
have a specialty in research or intelligence that would count?
Let's see, where is the...
my specialties are in genealogies for research and for creativity for intelligence, so not for me.
My intelligence specialty is book smart, and I don't have one in research.
Booksmart seems like it could apply.
Yeah, I think so too. Use the specialty roll for 2 dice at a difficulty 8 and see if you get anything else on those 10s.
Gotta push for 10 successes. That's where the real information is.
2 dice, you said?
2, yeah, since you had 2 10s.
Oh well.
No
Sorry.
extras. All right, so between the two of you, where are you doing this research at?
Let's see. That's a good question. I think it. Probably best not to do it at the university. Just not a good place to leave things. Which leaves either your place or my place. I've got like a decent apartment not that far away from the college. Does that sound good, or do you think you got a better option?
Yeah, I mean, I've renting out a small house in the near, not terribly far there. So
Okay.
either way.
All right. Well, if you got a house, that's probably better. And are you okay with a room in your house turning into a weird library? Or it probably
Yep.
already was. We're just adding a bit more to it.
Yeah. Exactly.
There we go. All right. Yeah. So over at Dr. Ezekiel's house.
Okay. So between, besides the usual stakes through the heart, there's contention as to whether or not that actually kills them or not. But most people seem to think that it works. Sunlight tends to kill them. Fire tends to kill them. there is varied rumors as to whether or not they actually need human blood or they can survive on animal blood. But the journal that you have seems to have been written, it's mostly handwritten, not very legible, but it seems to have more details that staking through the heart is good at neutralizing them, but doesn't kill them. If you remove the stake, they can come back. Other details include the fact that some of them can survive on animal blood, but most of them need human blood. They don't always have to kill their victim. Other details, fire can harm them, but it can also throw them into a panic and cause them to lash out violently, as well as emotional manipulation. It is not good to harass them or what's the other word?
Joel?
Probably, yeah. And Sarah can pretty much confirm that, because that's kind of what she was doing to Sean when he turned around and struck. Other things are the fact that there are numerous powers that they can exhibit, and nobody knows all of them. Some of them can draw shadows, some of them can do the classic turning into a bat or mist, some of them can sink into the ground, some of them are super strong, super fast. But there is no one-size-fits-all category.
Except that they can get extremely violent when threatened.
Okay.
And that information takes a lot of time to go through because it is scattered out. It's almost like this journal isn't necessarily writing details about this, but more like stuff that this particular person has observed over their lifetime. And it's not really dated all that well, except, it'll start another page with like, it's been 4 days since the last time, but nothing is ever dated. So it's hard to say when it all happened.
Does it seem it's deliberately obscured, or is this just kind of how they wrote? As in, are they playing the pronoun game when it comes to locations or any time where it'd be where it would make sense for them to give some kind of specific information? It doesn't seem deliberately covered up, or is it just they didn't write things they knew, so why bother?
That would probably be a wits alertness roll.
Wits alertness. Difficulty 6?
Yes.
There's no thing on like holy water or garlic?
Oh yeah. Any mention of 1 for the wits check?
With 1, it's vague as to whether it was purposefully vague or intentional or accidental.
Okay. Yeah. Is there any mention of holy implements or locations having an impact on vampires, or?
Yes. There is mention that true believers can keep them at bay. And there seems to be kind of like emphasis and underlining on true believers. And later it talks about how there have been several religious figures that this person is aware of that thought that they were true believers and had no power over the vampire.
Okay. But not like it's not like they can't enter a church. It's that they can be held at bay by someone with real faith, and those people tend to be in churches.
But yeah, no mention of holy water one way or the other.
Okay.
No mention of garlic one way or the other.
Crosses or anything like that. All right. Oh, and one more thing I'm wondering about is there any mention of anything that I would recognize as any of our powers in there?
No.
Any references to Hunter? Okay, nothing. All right. And also, is this does this journal does it have a name for who it's from?
No.
Okay. I will look at the handwriting and try to remember the handwriting if I ever see it again. Okay. So
that's probably what you guys figured out over the course of Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, with a great deal of coffee.
Monday morning, one apparent thing for Dr. Ezekiel is that Sean has had his schedule changed, and all of his classes have been switched to night classes, some of which had to be postponed because they are not offered this semester.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Correct.
So, Sarah, Monday morning, where do we find Sarah?
Let's see. She is probably sleeping in somewhat after staying up way too late, squinting at handwriting, and is probably dragging herself out of bed at like 8 or 9 or something like that, a bit later than usual. And just generally getting ready for the day. Probably has the news on because she now expects murders to show up and them to be her problem.
It's your problem. Just like when Smokey the Bear gets on TV and says that only you can prevent forest fires.
Yep.
And you've been slacking all that time.
I really have. All those forest fires are happening, and I didn't stop them.
Nope.
Because I was weak.
And what about Carl? How does the day start with Carl?
Typical Monday, I guess. I mean, start paperwork and start organizing anything that needs to be done maintenance-wise with the apartment. Nothing special.
I guess I should also ask any general plans for the day, other than just mundane going about your business.
I'm planning on, getting these findings, wrapped up into something, collated into something concrete and digestible, and subtly getting those to everyone else, all the other hunters I know.
Okay.
Just keeping an eye on the apartment and the vampire.
Okay. And what about Dr. Ezekiel?
Let's see. Ezekiel would be going into the office, and I think he's also just really not really satisfied, and is probably in trouble staying off of Hunter.net while he's in his office. Just things are just so different. He's just having a hard time managing that. So he's just gonna be probably looking at try to find more information vampire wise on
Okay.
on Heather.net.
And what about Daniel Myers?
Remember, I was writing my Pulitzer Prize winning piece on how wonderful our sheriff's department is and the coroner's department and losing a body in a murder investigation that they are claiming may be linked to a previous murder. I am staying away from the term serial killer, though.
Were you writing that Sunday night and into Monday, or are you spending Monday doing that?
I was writing it Sunday night, and I was probably submitting it Monday morning. Or late Sunday night.
Okay. Give me an intelligence plus expression, I think.
Okay, I think, hold on. I may have a skill.
You should probably have a specialization for this.
Well, no, I actually have a
Trait.
yeah, I have a trait.
Merit.
No, whatever. Merit, positive quality, whatever you want to call it. Oh, reps. I need the right book.
How is this story just a facts presentation, or is it an attempt to stir opinion or lead opinion?
In this case, this one will just be a statement of fact. I may editorialize it with, the fact that trying to think of the proper term here. Previous investigations, lack of interest. Basically, this is a continuation of the stories I've been writing in the past about the police behavior. But most of the stuff I'm presenting is the facts with an editorial comment towards the end.
Okay. So yeah, it would be intelligence expression. Difficulty... standard difficulty.
Okay. And I cannot find way with words right now.
Oh, was that a
It's
quality?
one of the positive traits.
That would probably be social? You get 2 extra dice.
Oh, okay. I was like, I know it gives me something, I just don't know what. And you said standard difficulty, right?
Yes. Four, okay.
Yep, 4 hits.
All right, so you prepare that, you send it off to the editor. if anybody would like their qualities turned into a handout, like I am doing with Way with Words here.
I've already got the details on my sheet.
Okay. I think over time I will make a image document consolidating them. That way I don't have to hunt for them each time.
Yeah, the lack of
OCR on that book.
Yup.
All right. So, and does Dr. Ezekiel have class Monday morning? Would he be at
Yes,
on the
he
campus?
does.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely been in his office, and he's got does have class, not like super early, but
Does Dr.
certainly by
Ezekiel?
mid-morning.
Trying to think, would this professor? They have a secretary. Would it be a communal secretary maybe for multiple?
It would probably be a
professors?
communal secretary, probably for a whole department, probably.
Okay.
Granted, you are your department, but
Well, I mean, anthropology probably
It probably
up with
falls
yeah,
under
you
the
have history.
school
either social
of.
sciences along with sociology and some other things of that nature that are
Yeah. I
similar.
know mine had there's
Social sciences or humanities together.
like a
maybe.
room with 5 different offices and then a space in the center where somebody was.
Right.
So there is a knock on Dr. Ezekiel's door.
Right. Is this before or after my class?
Before.
Okay. Right, well,
And
sort of
the
frustrated
secretary
to
is
get
there.
pushed to step. Oh, go ahead.
Dr. Phillipson, there's a student here to see you.
Yes. Sure. Yeah, send him in.
And she steps back, and in walks Martin Sutton.
Oh.
The warlock.
He walks in. You do not have him for any classes, I believe.
No, I don't think so. I would have remembered that.
He walks in
Don't
and
you,
he is like looking around the office briefly before. May I sit?
Yeah, please.
And he closes the door and then steps up to the desk and sits down.
So you have the
Right,
wooden
I'll sit
stick
on my side.
velcroed underneath your drawer, right?
Is Chris going to do anything for this guy?
I don't know. A stake to the heart's pretty, terminal to
Pretty
anybody.
effective for anybody. Yeah.
That's how you prove they
Really,
were a
it's more
vampire.
remarkable when someone doesn't die to a stick.
Right.
Yeah, if they don't die, we got problems.
No, we staked him in the heart and he died. He's a vampire. I'm pretty sure that would work with me too. Are you a vamp? Fine, stake you in the heart too. You're a vampire.
Throw them in the water and they don't drown, then they're a witch.
Okay, so just for the sake of everybody who's listening at home, please do not take this to heart.
No, you take stakes to the heart.
Don't even joke about that. You forget the 90s in this game.
So, what can I do for you?
Well, I was curious. The other night, there was something about you that stood out. And I was wondering what you know about it.
Something that stood out?
Yes, at the
Was I wearing
bar.
something, or?
Well, you glowed. Very few people glow.
I
was just wondering if you would like a little assistance or information. I might
Tell me
be
the
able to
truth.
help.
You've always aspired to be a nightlight.
Are you familiar with whatever this is?
Uh, I've met a few people that glow. It's a matter of their aura. It kind of looks around a little bit, but it's not very common. But you know, there's a few of us with information.
I have to admit, it's not something I'm particularly familiar with. It's new.
New. Did you study? Did you seek this ability?
To be perfectly honest, I'm not even sure what it really is.
Well, I guess it's been called many things throughout time. Mysticism, magic, wizardry.
Uh,
Hmm.
yeah. Now,
Think you're a
I
wizard.
have my academic specialty is in European folklore,
Mm-hmm.
and there's definitely a history of that within in that. So I don't know if it's something I came across that way, but yeah, it's a new thing. If you have information you're willing to share about it, love to hear it.
I'm pretty sure I can arrange something. It's probably too much to go into here and now, but if you would like to meet up, I could take you around, introduce you to
Sure. When
a few things that you may be able to do. People have different abilities, so not everybody can do the same things.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, I do have class coming up soon, so but do you have time later this week?
Sure. He
Great.
stops for a minute and takes a glass from the desk and drinks ice water from the desk, sets it back down. And you're almost
So
positive there was no glass of ice water there before he walked in?
very
What
interesting.
what time is good for you?
I don't have classes on Tuesday or Thursday, so um, those would be better days and pretty free most of the time outside of that. So
Tuesday, tomorrow I should be okay, if not next week. But keep be wary of what you do. What you did the other night, it can be dangerous. There's I guess others like us that don't take too kindly of advertising. And then of course there's, well, you're a professor, you're aware of Salem, all of that, kind of the same thing when too many
sure.
people find out.
I see.
Well, Tuesday I
So
should
shall I
be
meet you?
free after 5 sometime.
Sure. Sounds great. Where can I meet you?
How about the club outside? He lists a place that's a couple blocks away from the college.
Sounds great. I'll see you then.
All right. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
He stands up and walks out.
All right. I reach for the glass. Still there, solid and all of that.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, so I'm gonna go through my notes, prep for my class. This is the last little bit, and think to myself, "Oh my god, I need to go talk to Sarah as soon as my class is over."
All right. Well, Sarah will not be hard to find in the library.
Carl. Going about mundane business around the apartment complex, getting more cameras to install still. That's probably going to take a few weeks to finish up that project. About, say, 10 o'clock, a car that's kind of a beat up old hatchback parks in the parking lot outside of Sean's building. And a young guy wearing a tattered leather jacket, Levi's, or jeans rather. Somebody that does not live here, obviously, gets out and walks into the building.
Okay. If you're waiting for me for to do something, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait.
No, okay. And Daniel, you get a phone call. Probably at about 11 o'clock.
Well, probably since I was writing late into the night, I'm actually I mean, I've been awake, but it's probably like I'm on my first cup of coffee still. I've gotten dressed and ready to go into the courthouse. And let's see here. Today's Monday, right?
Yep.
Um, Mondays is usually, what is it? Breach of contracts, eviction notices, stuff of that nature. So I know I'm going to have a pretty dull day. Well, I'll pick up the phone. Hello, this is Daniel.
What is your editor's or boss's name?
I don't think we ever established that.
That's why I'm asking.
Random name generator, go.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm sorry, I may have not spoke out loud. Marshall Simon?
Marshall Simon, okay. So you recognize his voice. Is this legit? Missing bodies?
Well, as of the time I wrote it, yes. Now, they may have reacquired the body since then, but when I got to the coroner had no idea about a body coming to him or that one had even been discovered, it sounded like.
But you saw the coroner van at the scene.
And the body. So I know both existed.
Hmm. But no idea where it's at now. Any idea you can find out? Well, I guess the obvious thing would be if this is the actual coroner's van.
I'm trying to remember. I know there was another reporter on the scene, but he was a print reporter too, right?
The other one was the TV news.
The news crews were there. I don't know if they got footage of it. I could possibly ask them if I could look at the footage, or I don't know how accommodating they're going to be with me.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess go with this. I don't know how critical we want to be with law enforcement, but
Well, I'm merely the writer, sir. I understand that if you have to edit it for purposes, I try to be a team player on this. In fact, I was just getting ready to go down to the courthouse and go over who was getting evicted this month.
okay. Yeah. Do you want us to publish this? Is this your final version then, or do
Unless
you
you want
want
me to
to?
do you want me to do follow up now, or do you? This is an editor's call. This is way above my pay grade, sir.
Well, I can look this over and make a few adjustments if necessary. I just didn't know if you wanted to turn in something a little more polished.
Okay, out of character 4 successes isn't polished. Okay.
Not when you're an editor. It's got red lines through it already. No. Basically, he's giving you permission to add to it if you wish.
You know what? I'll take another run at it.
So, like, if there were more details or you wanted to call out certain people specifically or whatever.
All right. Yes, as I said, I'll work it over again.
Very well. Have it to me by 5.
Yes, sir. All right.
And he
So
hangs up.
I guess I have permission to miss court today. I can get those records later. Uh, Going to go to the local news station. Is it even in our town?
That's a good question. Let's see, what page are we on? Let's look at the big map. There is the next major news station in the area is probably, I'll say, Harrisonburg. But there is a local, small, almost like a public broadcast station in town. And you had one of each. One of the main stations from Harrisonburg and the local. It's just a matter of which one is the best case to have shot of the van itself.
Okay, so I'm going to go do follow up with them first.
Which them?
The first one you mentioned, the first broadcast.
The bigger one out of
Yeah.
Harrisonburg?
Or no, not the one out of Harrisonburg. Sorry, the second one. My bad.
Okay. For them.
I'm going to go in there and ask them politely, hey, can I view this in your studio? Not leave with it or anything like that, and just be like, I am just getting this for my editor wants some verification, and I just need a second source. It could be even whatever they aired on TV. Which I don't see them having a huge issue with.
No. Yeah, you get one of the persons who's aware of the newspaper. Oh, yeah, sure, come on in. And he takes you to one of the production studios where they have the multiple tape feeds going on before they do their editing. And they will show you the probably 30 minutes of footage they have. And they can manually speed it up and go through it quicker. So it probably takes 15 minutes to go through, back up. And you notice after that time that they do not have any shots of the van.
All right. Well, I'll say thank you to him. I was like, yeah, no. I guys didn't get any shots of the van. I don't think I was no. But I will take any notes that I catch from the footage itself. In regards to like anything that I can use to follow up on.
Theirs does not have a whole lot more than you already know. Kind of amateurish. They were, their cameras were pointed not in the right direction all of the time. As not that you are a television broadcaster, but you would almost think that certain shots, a different angle would have been better. Have the scene over the shoulder of the reporter instead of off to the side and stuff like that.
Yeah. But also I will pay attention and see if there are any details that I might have missed for the other aspect of my work. That's a weird way of phrasing it.
No, not on this one.
Because I will admit, I was more focused on getting to the body and seeing the body. I didn't really take in the surroundings that well, so that might have been something I missed.
Yeah. This one, from what you can tell, without actually listening to it because you're going through at a quicker speed, it doesn't really catch anything important.
Well, I'll thank them for their time and appreciate all the help they gave me on this. It's just, as I said, I'm trying to get this story right, and because my editor really doesn't want to have to publish a retraction.
No problem.
I'll wish him a good day and head on out. I'm actually going to go to the coroner's next before going all the way out to Harrisburg because, as I said, he might have the body now. So it might have just, somehow I beat it to the coroner's.
Takes not too long to get to the morgue. The coroner van is there.
I'm not trying to sneak in. I'm trying to keep this as official as possible. So I'm just going to, walk up to the reception area and sign in and wait my turn patiently.
It doesn't take long. Hiram comes out. What can I help you with today?
Hi. I actually came to do follow-up. I realized that I may have jumped the gun a little bit. I'm just seeing, did that body that I talked to you about yesterday ever show up?
No, no, I said yes. They never called us to do it.
Okay, this is player knowledge. Did that Corners van look like the van I saw at the event?
For that, I am going to need a... I can't find anything specifically on memory. Give me a perception plus alertness roll at a difficulty 9.
Ow. You know what? I'm going to spend a point of willpower.
Okay.
Yeah, willpower doesn't care what the difficulty is.
No, but it cares about ones.
It sure does care about ones.
It cares
Which
about
there
ones.
was one.
You don't botch, but you don't succeed. The van looks a lot... It looks like the one that was there. You didn't get a good enough look, you know, like you
Didn't
don't
write down the license
remember.
plate.
Yeah, you don't remember seeing the license plate if it's the same, or if this particular dent on the left rear bumper was the same thing there. You can't really... It looks like the same one.
Okay. All right. Anyways, I'll thank him for his time, and guess I'm going out to Harrisburg.
All right. Going out to Harrisburg. Uh, or is it Harrisonburg? Harrisonburg. Is about a 2-hour drive. So going out there is going to eat a lot of your time. After visiting the other station here in town and the coroner, it is now at about 12:30.
Oh yeah, I understand. This is going to be my day.
But you do get out there. And for this, I'm going to need a perception alertness roll.
Difficulty 9.
No, normal difficulty, difficulty 6.
Okay, 1 success.
All right, 1 is enough. Going through their footage, they have more footage, so it's going to take longer if you want details, but if you're skimming just for the van, which you can do to cut it as short as possible, they do have a shot of the van pulling up, and it's almost obvious now that you see it. It's a difference. It's the same color. It's got the stencil lettering painted on the side and stuff like that. But it is the difference of one being a Chevy and one being a Dodge.
I'll also take down the license if I can.
It's very similar models. Let's see if they have the license. I'll give it a 50% shot they got the license. No, they didn't actually get the license plate. But yeah, it's a very similar model, but it's a completely different make. So the van that showed up is not the van that's parked out at the morgue.
Somebody got some explaining to do.
Okay. But you've got the license plate of the van that did show up? So that's what we gotta find.
No, they didn't get it on film.
Oh, okay. Do you have a... Alright. Well, we have some idea what it looks like.
So that is your day. So
Yeah, I basically, as soon as I get out of there, I'm finding the nearest payphone. I'm calling the paper.
okay. So Ezekiel, after class, wanted to go see Sarah.
Sarah is not difficult to find in the library.
Ezekiel walks up and at a point where there's not a whole lot of students hanging around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Martin Sutton came to my office today.
Ah, yes, that young man. And came to your office.
Yeah.
What did he want?
He wondered what I knew about this thing. And I'm not sure, but it seemed that he was under the impression that whatever we are is related, is somewhat like him. I think he thought I was like him, and offered to teach me at least about what it is. So I think get some more information directly about what he is.
Oh. Does he know about anyone else, you think?
He says there's other people around for sure.
Does he know
also
about
said,
me? You were talking to
No, I
okay.
definitely did not. I did not mention anybody else from our group.
Okay.
I figured I was taking a crazy risk. I was not going to do that for everybody. But at least I could put myself there, at least to maybe learn something more. And yeah. So I
see.
agreed to meet with him tomorrow after work. And I don't know. I guess it's
And
usually
I should
there,
be there.
but well, I wanted somebody else to know what the hell was going on with me in case something bad happened.
Where are you meeting? I think I should be there.
Uh,
I don't know what everything he's capable of, but if he can change minds, then
so we said we meet at where the club is or whatever. That's
yeah, the place,
close to the place. Yeah, at 5 tomorrow.
the place. 5 tomorrow. All right, I can be there. I won't do. I'll assume you can handle the conversation unless you
Yeah,
signal me
yeah.
otherwise. We should probably arrange some kind of signal, something you can say, some kind of gesture that would indicate that need a distraction, need intervention, something like that.
Yeah. Uh, something easy though. Work into the conversation.
Maybe it can be something simple, just like scratch the back of your head and take off your glasses or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
All right. Keep an eye out, and hopefully there's nothing to worry about. And maybe he might actually know
So
something useful.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking, and especially if he's somehow under the impression that we're somewhat similar, related, or whatever it is that we have to do. And but yeah, so I think he did mention that I might not want to expose myself the way that I did. Talked about it being dangerous. There are some things out there that don't like that.
That sounds vaguely familiar. I think somebody else said that. That night, even.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Just a little bit.
Yeah. But anyway, so I just
Yes, I'll be there. I'll keep an eye on things.
all right, great, yeah, okay, cool. I've got papers to read. I gotta go. Then head back to his office.
All right. Well, yeah. I don't think there's any extra preparation we can really do for that one. That's just going to be. Let's see if he tries anything sketchy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And oh yes, and just out of character reminder, spending conviction makes you immune to mind controlling effects for a scene, or at least like pretty resistant. I think I don't know if it's like fully immune to everything, but casual mind control you'll shrug off.
Good to remember.
All right. Throughout the day, Carl notices that Carr is still there. Um,
Okay, but like cars are out there all the time, and
yeah.
people have nothing I can do about it. I basically keep an eye on the camera every time I pass by. Keep an eye on the parking lot. Start greeting tenants that I see passing by with warnings about the deaths in the neighborhood, and to be careful at night. Start giving warnings out.
They do appreciate that. What time does the office close for like tenant needs? Is there an after hours contact or
Um,
anything like that?
Probably early in the afternoon. And if they need to get in touch with me, they can stop by early in the morning or leave a message at the office in the Dropbox. They can leave me messages and I can get in touch with them and can stop by their own place afterwards.
Okay.
Afternoons usually when I think I see Carl doing supervising all the contractors that he might have to hire, arranging reports and finishing up paperwork and trying to get like some drinking in early.
Got it. Then let's handle the phone call that Daniel makes.
Yeah, this is Daniel. I'm trying to get in touch with Mr. Simon.
1 moment. And 1 moment turns into 5 minutes or so. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm able to confirm that the van that I saw is not the same van that was there. Sorry, I apologize. The van that I saw is not the same van as the coroner's van.
Huh.
Also, according to the coroner, the body still has not arrived at his location, so I still have no idea where this body is.
Don't we only have one coroner in town? I'm pretty sure we only have one coroner in town.
Yeah, I give him the general description of what I saw in the video, which is the same vehicle, same coloring, just different make.
Well, how about that?
So, yeah, I'm still here in Harrisburg. I'm going to be driving back. Did you want me to go talk to the? I mean, should I go talk to the sheriff and see if they called somebody else in on this? Or you want to send somebody else since I'm like 2 hours out?
Well, no, I think this is your story. We'll let you follow up with it.
All right.
Yeah, talk to whoever you need to talk to.
Okay.
If we
Well,
can't,
I was checking in since you said you want this by 5, and I don't think I'm pulling that off unless
yeah, understood. I'll run with what I have already here, then, and any extrapolation you can run after.
All right.
Yeah, if you can
Okay.
find out
You
where
you
that
you.
other corner came from. If are they using
Yeah, but
outside city or? Huh.
well, I was going to ask. You seem to indicate that you wanted us to go. You wanted me to go a little bit softer here. So, what kind of approach did you want me to make with the sheriffs?
To be honest, I'm not gonna be there with you, so
I was just asking if I'm allowed to go hard, or you want me to go gentle.
do you know anybody in the department that you can get straight answers from?
There might be somebody, but I don't know if they'll have the answers.
Well, if you know anybody that you can talk to and get something straight from them, other than that, use your best judgment. Because
Okay.
not that it happens, but I don't want to have to bail you out for some made up
Oh,
BS.
no, no. When I meant hard, like just meant asking, difficult questions.
Yeah, I understood that. That doesn't mean you won't find yourself in a jail cell for a few days.
Okay. All right, sir. Well, I'll give you a call back once I get some more information. It'll probably be about 3-4 hours.
Okay. At least now I know where you're going. So if I don't hear from you, I have a reasonably good expectation of where you'll be.
Yeah.
All right. And he hangs up. He almost never says bye.
I'm happy when he says hello. That means I still have a job.
Hello's easy. Nobody got time to say goodbye. All right, so you're driving back. You're going to go to the sheriff tonight when you get back. Anybody else have evening plans? Or want to pull others into their evening plans? Okay then.
I think Ezekiel's going to be spending some time at the gym, working out some frustration and anxiety.
Sounds good. Sarah?
Sarah, I think, is probably going to be. She's going to be like doing as I said. Now that she's done with work, she's writing up the information collected on vampires and hand delivering that to all the other hunters, making sure nothing gets lost or mixed up and ends up with the wrong people.
Give me an expression plus intelligence roll.
All right, expression plus
To
intelligence.
form this into digestible yet informative handouts.
Okay, I guess. Okay, I've got intelligence, creative. I'm not sure you want to be creative on this.
No, probably not.
All right. Three successes on the vampire book report.
Okay. Were you collating this on the campus? Because you have
No,
access to like a copy machine that you could, in theory, run off copies there.
Okay, I do think I would probably like make the. I'd probably be make it at Ezekiel's house, like then just editing at my place, and then probably just quickly go on campus, copy it, and leave before anyone asks too many questions.
All right, so there is a chance that some gets left behind.
Oh, there's a chance. There's always a chance.
There's probably copy shops right off of campus.
Why pay
but
when you have
I
access to
the.
Like I don't know of a single school that doesn't have a 24-hour copy shop right next to it.
Again,
Look, man, I only got resources. What? I got to make this work.
why pay to have somebody else make your copies when you can run them yourself for free?
Also, I don't want to have anyone else run these copies.
I mean, they would all have their own. They would all have ones you run yourself in the copies. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying. One of the greatest things about universities is like right off of campus. There's always a couple little things that you can always find: bars, copy shops, that sort of thing.
I think the libraries also always have them. But.
Yeah, but libraries aren't open 24 hours usually.
Yeah, it depends on the university. Mine was, but
Let's
anyway.
see.
Mine was 2 actually. Small town though.
Yeah, they have night
Yeah, not
classes,
typically for a
though.
community college.
Also remember this is the early 2000s.
Yeah, I went to local college and they had classes up until about 10 or 11. So I'd say about midnight, probably at the latest. Does this college have an astronomy department.
Oh,
That would probably
astronomy.
necessitate
We're happy
being
they have a
open
Starbucks.
a little later.
I'm gonna guess not. They might have some astronomy classes in the physics department, but
I
that's
think
about it.
what you probably got is you probably got one of the physics professors who's got a telescope and is running like a club or something.
So not an actual.
Not a department, no.
Okay. So we'll say Sarah's probably gotten these done. No, I guess Daniel would probably reach the sheriff first. Did Daniel wish to call in assistance or just go straight there by himself?
I'm gonna go straight there by myself because as of right now, I'm still. This is work. This is not an extracurricular activity.
All right.
Right now you're just poking the bear in a very mundane way. You haven't started mentioning vampires to anyone.
All right. So you drive to the sheriff's department. It is a modest-sized building. There's a few sheriff's cars parked out front. There's more in the fenced-off area in the back. There's a lobby with probably a dispatcher or receptionist behind a glass windowed desk.
Again, patiently wait my turn.
When you go in there, there's nobody else in the lobby. She kind of looks up at you, but doesn't say anything. Yet, anyway.
Hi, I'm here to ask some questions. I'm with the press.
Oh, the press? Here. She pulls out a form, hands it over. If you'd fill that out, that way we can find out who might be best to talk to you.
Oh, okay. I thought you might just have your press officer talk to me, but okay. I'll fill out the form. I'm not going to fight him on this.
It's general, information. What do you need to talk to somebody about and stuff like that?
Just basically, I'm going to
If
put
you
down
have a
exactly what I'm looking into. The death yesterday.
Okay. Oh, this is recent. Okay. Please just have a seat. And about 15
Sure.
minutes goes by until a deputy who happens to be the one that was there that gave the press conference at the scene walks out. And I need a name. We will say... Deputy Lester.
Good afternoon, sir. I was coming in to do some follow-ups, if I could.
Yes. Please, follow me.
Thank you.
He leads you through a metal detector. Do you have anything on you that would set it off?
Probably one of my notepads. I carry a metal pen, so yeah, drop those into whatever they have available.
Okay. He's not too worried about it, so you collect them afterwards. And he takes you down the hall, past a couple doors and into a side office. There's a few files sitting on the table. Other than that, the room itself is fairly clean. It doesn't look like this is anybody's regular office. So, what kind of follow-ups do you have?
Just some general ones. Have y'all identified the individual yet, or have y'all released that information? Is that available yet?
We have not. We have been having trouble getting a hold of the next of kin.
Okay. Well, this one's a little bit more complicated. I went to talk to the coroner today, see if he had any information, and he said he never received a body.
Which coroner did you go see?
The only one we have in town.
Hold on. Dr. Irwin?
Yeah. I thought since this was a local matter.
Yeah. We happened to find identification that linked this particular victim out of town, so we contacted his home coroner.
Oh, are you releasing that information, that coroner's name, so we can contact them and just do follow up if necessary? I have absolutely no expectation of him actually telling me anything important to your investigation. Just routine facts, things that he would be allowed to answer.
Sure. Although without the victim's identity yet, I don't know how much you'll get out of it. Covington.
Okay, write that down and whatnot. Covington. Wait, is that the name of the city or is that
Yeah,
the
that's the
name of
name of
the
the city.
Covington? Okay. And how far away is that from here?
About 2 hours.
Okay. I'm going to be doing mental math while I'm still talking to this gentleman. I got a call almost immediately as soon as that body was found, right?
Yes, you got a call as soon as people were aware of it.
Right. Which, I'm going to give a nice leeway of 30 minutes or whatnot. I got out there in about 20. I did get delayed a little bit by talking to the project developer or property developer, but I got out there in like 20-25 minutes, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So that's an hour. And I managed to sneak up and get caught within, I'm going to say, the top of that hour. So about 1 hour 15, and that's when the coroner's man showed up, right?
Sounds about right.
So how did the coroner's man that was 2 hours out make it here in under an hour? Right? Or under that 2 hour time limit? Okay. All right. Well,
From you, I'm going to need a... let's see, what would this be?
yeah, there is no oh shit check.
Probably subterfuge and wits subterfuge roll to see if you, during your mental math, if you're actually having a poker face or not.
I'm spending a second willpower point.
Okay.
You said wits plus subterfuge.
Yes.
Target number?
We'll go with the 7 for this. You don't botch.
1 success because I
Yeah.
spent willpower. The 8 is canceled by the 1,
Yep.
but the willpower point still counts
So
as a
you
success.
manage not to kind of show the fact that you are putting 2 and 2 together here.
Yeah, 2 plus 2 is equal to fish right now, and that just ain't right.
But yes, the Covington coroner came out. We should have some information within the next day or so, I would imagine.
Oh, excellent. Were y'all planning on it? This is for so I can let my editor know in case we need to send somebody out. Were y'all planning on doing another press conference, or will that just be a general press release?
Probably a general press release since it's not a local victim.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate all your time, and I will let you get back to investigating.
Thank you.
And I'll shake his hand if it's offered, and I will leave.
It is offered, and it is one of those, let's shake as hard as we can as a show of
Dominance. I'm
dominance.
perfectly okay
Yeah,
with this.
it's one of those shakes.
Yep, I am Switzerland on this. I am completely neutral.
He's not trying to break your hand, but he's not too far off.
Making a point.
And he just kind of exudes that attitude as well. And after that, he will walk you back out.
Yep. Walk out. I am going to be like speed walking to my car. And I'm actually heading back to the office. Like I'm going to. I am doing exactly what I told that man. I'm going to go talk to my boss.
Okay. So let's go through the disbursement of this information. Where is Sarah taking her stuff to first?
Let's see. Probably Cody. As you know, she likes Cody, and he seems to know where to put information.
You get to Cody's office, and his secretary Cheryl is there. Cody is not. But she
Okay.
lets you in.
Okay.
Ah,
Uh,
Miss Conway.
yes. Hi, Cheryl. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and you? Would you like some
Uh,
coffee?
yeah. Sure. It's a little late. Do you have decaf?
I can make some, yes.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you. I don't suppose Cody's in right now.
No, he said he was going to do some follow-up tailing on a client.
Okay. Of course. Yeah, he works odd hours, doesn't he?
Sometimes, yes.
That make your job difficult, or is it a
Oh, no.
okay? You're used to it then.
Yeah, he tends to process his information a bit better than others would, so I really don't have too much that's too difficult to do here.
All
Look
right.
after the
Well,
office, deal with some people that come in, clean up.
mhm. All right. Well, I I've got some documents I was hoping to give him. I'm wondering if it might be best if I come back. I'll need to talk over some things about them with him. Do you know when would be a good time for me to come back, and I can give them to him and explain what's going on?
I imagine. Let's see. Last night he was out till near dawn. It might be the same tonight. So tomorrow morning.
Oh dear. Yeah. Tomorrow morning will do just fine.
There's documents. You can leave them in his inbox if you wish.
Okay. I've met Cheryl a few times, and I've gotten the impression that Cody generally trusts her, but I do just want to take more, just like one more good look at her. Do I think she's the kind of person who's going to go through any of his documents that he hasn't seen yet? Just like judgment of her character and their relationship, like.
Let me look up briefly here.
I think intuition is the skill here.
Yeah. Probably be perception, intuition.
Right, and don't think, yeah, that'll apply. None of my traits really apply here. That's going to be a 0. All right. Oh, it's no trouble. It's no trouble to come back in the morning, and I'd like to talk to him as well. So I think I'll just come back then and give them to him in person.
Okay.
But thank you very much, and I'll go ahead and take the decaf coffee. Probably make small talk another few minutes, and then head out and go looking for Daniel.
All right. Where would you go looking for Daniel at?
That's a good question. That's a terrible question. All right. Have I actually been to Daniel's home or office or anything yet? I'm trying to remember.
You probably know that he works at the paper. I don't think anybody's been to his home. I think you have his phone number, though.
All right. In that case, yeah, I'll just give Daniel a call and see. I guess this is home phone or cell phone? Yeah, cell phone. But yeah,
More than likely cell phone.
Yeah, I think everybody at this point at least has a Nokia brick.
And I'm trying to remember when everyone started having those versus just like 2 people. All right, but yeah, I'll go ahead and give Daniel a call and hello, Daniel.
Am I still driving or am I at the office at this point?
We'll say you are still driving at this point.
Be like, yeah, hello.
Hello. This is Sarah. Yes. Nothing urgent. I just wanted to let you know.
No. There's something very urgent. Can you meet me at the paper?
Yes. And
okay. You're gonna have to give me a few minutes. I gotta talk to my boss first, but after that, yeah, we'll have a chat.
Should I bring anyone else?
Everyone? I don't really care. Yeah, oh crap, we can't do that at the office. Actually, you know what? The bar. Meet me at the bar in about an hour, okay?
The bar in about an hour. All right.
Yeah, and if you want to bring everybody that you can, do.
All right. I'll do that. All right. Yep. And goodbye. And with that, then I'm going to go ahead and go looking for Carl. I've got a pretty good idea where he's going to be. That shouldn't be too hard.
All right.
What time is it?
It is probably at this time 7-ish. Sun has gone down.
Yeah, he's probably, because he's installing the cameras right now, he's probably home. So he's probably home drinking, watching the camera feeds.
That's exactly where I thought Carl would be. All right. So
Give it a week or two, and then I'll ease off on that.
all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and head around to Carl's office. Knock on the door.
Office is closed.
Or your apartment, wherever the place is that you.
Well, then I'll answer it. I'll answer it. What's up?
Two things.
Come on in.
One, yeah, yes. Two things. One, here is some information that Ezekiel and I have collected. We managed to find some sources with some, well, what we think might be some reliable information. It's all compiled for you there. The other thing is perhaps a bit more urgent. I was going to deliver this to Daniel, but when I called him up, he said there was something going on. It didn't sound immediately life-threatening, but it did sound urgent. He wanted to meet us at the bar in about 45 minutes, assuming that some time has passed. So he said it was an hour.
Okay. I guess. Hold on, let me change clothes. Goes put on some sweats and a hoodie. Grabs a spare axe. You taking my car or yours?
Your car's fine. We should also stop by Ezekiel. Let him know.
We take my truck. And we go to Ezekiel's.
All right. Let's see. I guess we might miss Ezekiel with him being out at the gym right now.
Probably.
All right. Well, and I assume also, calling his cell phone, that's probably just also going to be in a locker room. So,
Yeah, probably.
Leave a message.
Right. Yep. Leave a message, specify Daniel wanted to meet us at this time at the bar, and then with that, just head on over. I found who I could.
The bar.
All right, you guys get to the bar. Is this the bar where Dr. Ezekiel glowed that one night?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
wait, no, it's the one that we did the big meeting at.
This is a restaurant.
Yeah, that was a restaurant.
But yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, it would be the
restaurant.
bar where Ezekiel glowed.
All right.
The restaurant could have a bar. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So this is the place.
Okay, so it's the college bar.
It's
right?
a college bar. Yeah.
Okay. Carl hates these places.
Okay, we need a name for the bar where that happened.
Lots of loud.
Twin Barrel Brewers. I got it in my notes.
Ah, that's right. No, Twin Barrels Brewery was where the.
Oh no, that was the murder. Right? Yeah, wrong one.
Yeah, there's on the rocks, which is near the coal mine. There's the Lucky Pour Brew House, but this one here, the College Bar, is Alexander's Castle, and then the one in New Downtown, which I don't think you guys are at, so that one don't matter.
It's Alexander's Castle.
The castle, yeah.
The castle. All right. I need to update my notes here, include all the names of these different places. All right, but yeah, we'll go ahead and have a booth or something there and be waiting for Daniel to show up.
So I added the castle to the map as well.
Oh yeah, I did have the castle on there. I just didn't have it. Oh, the castle.
And when you walk into the castle, across the way, kind of off to the side, is one Sean Campbell, who seems to be hanging out with a kind of a new face. It's a guy a little bit older, probably not a college student, dressed in a torn, tattered leather jacket and jeans, dark hair. They seem to be kind of sitting together, talking.
This is the guy that visited the
Yeah,
vampire?
it looks like the guy that was visiting him, yes.
I raised my eyebrow at that. Frowned
No,
disapprovingly.
Did you ever see him leave on the cameras, or?
No, but I mean, it would have been like I would have had to spot him. I don't. I just kept an eye on it and didn't pop it. It's no big deal. I mean, it's like, you can't be staring at a door the whole time.
All right. And oh yeah, what's the date today?
Today is
6th, or is it
the 7th.
7th?
I am listening, but I'm stepping away. So proceed.
All right. Well, we are going to go ahead and be waiting for Daniel. I think it would probably be best if we pick something not with a too direct a line of sight to Sean, at least where I'm not so directly visible from there. And then we'll wait for whenever Daniel's going to show up.
Or order something cheap and not drink much of it.
Mm-hmm.
Carl tends to prefer hard stuff at home. He's that kind of drinker. He's the kind that buys bottles of vodka and takes them home. He's
An
not
antisocial drinker.
He's the kind that like looks at the prices in a bar and just who the fuck pays it?
Yeah, it's so much cheaper if you just get the bottle and then just drink it. Huh? All right, so Daniel, you're showing up to the castle.
It Joe's okay with me bypassing.
Yep.
Okay. So I get in there. I slide in and scotch. Top shelf Glenfiddich. 28, older. Anyway.
So who are we here to hit?
I'm waiting for the drink to show up, and then once that happens, I'm going to be like, okay. So you called me because you needed to give me something or talk to me about something. Well, I'm still trying to put it all together, but there's a problem.
Who's the problem? Who are we here to hit? What's going on?
Okay, so body was found the other day. So I'm just going to lay this out as best I can. Body was found the other day. It is still under investigation, but the body has already been cremated and released to the relatives. It was a murder victim. That's
Sounds like somebody's
unusual.
covering something up.
Oh, we haven't gotten to the best part yet. So yesterday, there was another body discovered. And in this case, for whatever reason, according to the sheriffs, since the person was from out of town, they sent the body to his hometown of Covington for them to do the autopsy.
Look, I'm up for a lot of things, but I'm not hitting any sheriff. I don't know why
Oh.
you think we need to do this.
No. So he told me flat out, he's like, oh, we contacted Covington. They came out, got the body, and they took it back. There's a small problem with the detail. I got out there within an hour of them finding that body. I also looked at the body. There were 2 small puncture wounds on the body, and it was drained of most of its blood. So
I'm beginning to look at you like you're crazy. Which is saying a lot.
my point is the coroner showed up within an hour and a half of the time
Sounds like another
Covington.
cover up.
Yeah, Covington's 2 hours away.
It sounds like another cover up. What's the point? Who are we here to hit?
I'm telling y'all that whoever it is that you think that we need to hit has a damn amount of good influence because they've made 2 bodies
I'm here
disappear.
because you called us here because you needed backup for something that's going down. And
Yeah,
you're
no,
here to tell me there's some sort of grand conspiracy in the world that somebody's covering up dead bodies? Oh my god.
Okay, so
Are you kidding? Are you telling me that there's some conspiracy?
I think he's telling us that he found one of the focal points of the conspiracy.
Well, of course they're gonna need. Look, I can't be the sane person at this table. I don't know what's going on here.
Right. So the sheriff is the one making these decisions. These are both his calls, or
Or somebody under him, or somebody that is like monitoring police frequencies and sending out fake coroner vans to cover up the activity. Somebody wants to keep it under wraps. Newsflash, yeah, of course.
Okay.
All this is expected. I don't understand. I understood this a second after the cannon fired. I don't understand why you seem to take this long to figure it out.
Okay. In the case of the cannon firing and all the stuff that happened there, nobody tried to cover up the fact that people got injured or died at that point. Okay? There was no
There was a news event. Because there were journalists and stuff covering it. Because there's people that look into things and notice things and write things, like you. People like you, right? So of course you can't cover everything up completely. Welcome to the world of conspiracies. Shit happens, people cover shit up.
I am at this point going to be taking a look around, seeing if anyone's like paying attention to this conversation.
Okay.
Carl is not.
I apologize, Carl. I got here a lot later to the party than you did, okay?
Oh my.
But here's my point. No, here is my point. The other thing is I'm not saying the coroner has been turned, or he needs to be hit or anything like that, but the man has a lot of gaps in his memory now that he didn't have originally. Okay, and I don't think that's going to be a good thing. Yeah,
So it sounds like
exactly.
somebody's manipulating, right?
Not actively manipulating, but I get a very bad feeling that somebody has.
We were. It was you who told me that there was some warlock or somebody that was controlling people.
Yes.
And now you're telling me there's somebody else who's being controlled. Well, but yeah.
So do you think that there's any connection between the sheriff and Rockwell? Or do you think this is perhaps more related to the
Okay.
perpetrators?
I apologize. Again, Carl, I apologize. I'm getting to this party a little bit late.
It's like you forgot half the party happened. Here, okay, look. Clearly, there's some shit going down in this world that we were not heretofore privy to. And then we became privy to it all of a sudden, right? And a lot of us figured out that we could do some things about it. And we did some things. And clearly, there are other people doing things. And clearly, there's a lot of shit going down behind the scenes that other people don't know about, that nobody tells other people about in public if they can help it. Okay? So, until we can, like, take care of some bad problem on our own, I'm expecting conspiracies everywhere. I mean, I don't expect the guy who picks up the garbage at my apartment complex to be on the up and up now. There's a reason why I'm installing cameras. I'm just sort of assuming everybody that's in an official position is hiding something.
Okay. As I said, I apologize, Carl.
I
So
mean, you're
I
a
have
journalist.
shared.
Aren't you
Yes,
doing that?
I have done my journalistic duty. I have shared the information I have. Now you use it for whatever you want to, and we're going to move
No,
on now because I understand that you're upset. But we also have Sarah here who had something to tell us. Sarah, what do you have?
I had
Hi,
some
Sarah.
documents to give to you regarding the perpetrators of the recent incidents. Ezekiel and I found some
Of the
useful
murder?
information. Sorry, what?
You're talking about who committed the murders?
Yes, Carl, I am. These are the same documents I gave to you earlier. These are
Okay.
his copy. That's why I contacted him.
Okay.
I start reading through the documents.
Yep. All right. There's
Wait,
information
hang on.
about vampires there.
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for that meeting. What?
Wait, you weren't? Wait.
No, I wasn't there for that meeting. So, hey, Carl, I'm catching up late to the party, it seems.
Wait, you were investigating these murders entirely without anyone having mentioned the vampire aspect to you. That is kind of hilarious. Okay.
I was investigating 2 murders. Okay, yeah, 2 holes, bodies being completely drained of blood. Yeah, that's kind of suspicious to me. But no, I hadn't made that leap yet.
Oh no, they're vampires. One of them is
Go back to
one of them
watching
is in
Vampire?
Carl's apartment complex, and in fact, he's sitting in the bar at this moment.
No.
I think somebody is trying to get somebody's attention, but I'm not sure who.
Yeah, me neither.
Somebody's trying to get somebody's attention?
I heard a no or something.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to broadcast that. Sorry.
All right.
I thought you said Joe, and I was like, oh, he has a question for Joe. I'm going to shut up.
No, sorry. No, sorry. That was something else.
All right.
I need a, if you didn't see that in chat, perception alertness diff 6 from Sarah.
Okay. Perception alertness.
Since you were looking to see if anybody was paying attention.
Oh boy, I'm just great at alertness. Got a whole.
Be alert. The world needs more alerts.
I am not alert.
Apparently. Okay.
All right. Well,
Ezekiel can come in here, and just kind of sweaty and whatnot. Like, hey, so what I missed.
Oh well, Daniel was just talking about the recent incidents and the sheriff may be involved in what seems to be involved in hiding some of the bodies, and not sure whether this is intentional on his part or he is being manipulated by someone else.
Well,
Gotcha.
specifically,
Okay.
the guy I dealt with was Deputy Lester.
Deputy
He's the one
Lester?
that, yeah, he's the one that did the press conference yesterday, and he was the one that told me today that they sent the body to Covington, which makes absolutely no sense. The murder happened here, okay? If this was Texas, there'd be a very pissed off coroner with a shotgun and a dead deputy right now.
And
Right.
do you think he's involved or being manipulated?
Lester,
Yes, Lester.
I didn't try to do a read on him. I was sitting right there in the friggin' sheriff's department, and it wouldn't seem like a good place to try to delve into that area.
Yeah, very public. All right. Well,
Well, also very private at the same time. They could have shot me and nobody would have known anything.
that's
Because,
concerning.
as Carl has pointed out very justly, that there is a grand world of conspiracy here, and me getting shot in the sheriff's department and disappearing doesn't seem to be a stretch by imagination right now. Because I just got done reading this first page, and I'm still getting past the fact that we have come to this conclusion.
You're in danger in the sheriff's department or the coroner's office. I mean, people would see you go in and out. And I assume your editor knows where you are most of the time.
Yes.
Be a little too suspicious. However, if you get like some anonymous tip and request to meet you in some like back alley or something, then I'd worry.
Well, most of my contacts know I like to meet in public places for that very reason.
Sounds like a good precaution.
All right. Well, uh, do we know where the body? So do we know where the body is now, or only where they claim it is now?
Only where they claim it is now, because the thing of it is my editor called me up and was like, "Hey, are you sure about all these facts?" So that's what I've been doing all day today is fact checking my facts. That's how I found out that the corner van that I saw yesterday looked a hell of a lot like the corner van our guy uses, the one in this city, except it's a different model.
Do we need to find the body? I mean, is there a reason why we would need to?
Hey, is there anything in this information about how these things God, I hate using this word, reproduce? Because I remember something, Bram Stoker's Dracula, you bite a victim, they may wake up in a couple of days or some crap like that.
I believe the implication was they can't reproduce every time. They can't. It can't be that way. There would be too many of them. So it has to be something that would only happen occasionally. Maybe when they want to. I don't know.
Yeah, agreed.
Hey, y'all
The
guys are
question
the
is,
ones that fact check this. I was
the question
asking
is,
for the abridged version.
the question we really need to ask is like, do we need to track down that body, or is it somebody else's problem by now?
I'm not sure we do. I mean, wait. Actually, wait. Uh, do we? Are we sure about how that second body died?
I saw the body, man. I was like 2 feet from it. It had no blood in it, and it had 2 holes in it.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, that's pretty definitive. I don't think we need a coroner to tell us any more than that.
I'm sorry, I did not,
Out of
check
character,
the dipstick on it.
out of character, didn't Joe say that like it wasn't fully drained? It was like wasn't quite as like pale and haggard as the other one.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I didn't see the other one. And then the other point
No, but I mean, the point is that it wasn't fully fed on. Is my point. Uh, so probably don't need to find the body. The question is,
No.
we need to find the perpetrator.
Well,
Could be,
Yeah.
it could be the one where we think it might be, or it could be another one in town that also made the one we think it might be.
could be the one talking to him right now.
Maybe, I don't know.
All right. Well, it's good to know about the sheriff's department, and good to know that we can't count on any evidence lasting past the crime scene for us to be able to investigate it, regardless of whether or not we have people who should be able to get a look at it. I guess that means whenever anything like this happens in the future, we should probably see what we can find out from eyewitnesses or get a look at things ourselves as soon as possible before they have time to put it somewhere else. Send it to Covington.
Well, I'll be calling and following up with them on that morning, but I get a very bad feeling that I'm going to get told that, oh yeah, we received the body, but we weren't aware that it was a murder or a murder victim, so we already cremated and sent his asses off to family members.
So, Daniel, I have to ask. I know your job is typically to make noise about these things, but you think it might be dangerous to make too much noise about this, to ask too many questions about this. Regardless of what happened or how wrong it is, I think we have an idea of why they're doing it.
I'd also like to request we not meet at a place like this again.
That would be wise. In fact, we might
Agreed.
need
I
to
thought we
leave.
had another place for this kind of thing.
So did I.
See, did we? We did have a place, didn't we? We found.
The
Yes, we did.
last time it was at the abandoned warehouse thing.
Yeah, we found like
Yeah.
an abandoned warehouse that was.
Yeah, but that was for set up for a crime, wasn't it?
It was for anything we needed it for. And we could also find other places like that. I can come up with a list right now of half a dozen sites like that. It's not a problem. But either way, this is
Public.
very.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
and while well, no, I agree. We just need to meet in less obvious places. I think
I think
with
we
enough
should.
people
I think
who
we
have
should.
ideas about who we might be or something.
I think we should table this for now. We can meet again somewhere else tomorrow night. Oh wait, no, not tomorrow night. Wednesday night. And
Why
start.
can't we meet tomorrow night?
Ezekiel and I have an appointment with someone we're not sure about. It shouldn't be anything risky, but just information.
Carl will head out to the truck.
All right.
Anyway, anyways, y'all guys want a different place. I will work on that. Okay, and you know, in between this nonsense, because this is still technically my job.
All right.
I just wanted to give y'all a heads up before y'all read it on the damn paper and give me a call yelling at me.
Fair enough. I appreciate it, Daniel.
Also, this wonderful little packet, which I appreciate, by the way, both y'all. I take it both of y'all worked on this, right?
Sorry, what was that?
The packet of information, y'all both worked on this?
Yes, Ezekiel and I worked on it over the weekend.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, we need a better communication method because me finding out about this way, that I've already had a bad day, and I'm already going to have a couple of nightmares. This I'm going to need like a Xanax and a friggin' sleeping pill for tonight.
May just need to schedule a regular meeting to get updates on these kinds of things, but I don't know. Even once a week feels like it's too slow for this kind of business.
Anyways, as I said, I'll work on setting up
Agreed.
something
Mhm.
else.
Oh yes,
Hey,
and I'll also give Dr. Ezekiel his copy of stuff he already knows, but neatly laid out and everything like that.
who knows? Carl might be able to
Appreciate
help
it.
me on that.
All right, and well, if that's everything we want to discuss here, I think we should probably be going.
Disperse.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna read over this and go have my nervous breakdown in peace.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, if people are going to start dispersing, I think Sarah will stay just like an extra like 15, 20 minutes after other people leave, just so we're not all leaving as a group. And
Well, I'm actually going to get up and go to the actual bar and sit down at the bar and just be like, I need a menu here.
yeah, fair enough.
How close are you to the vampire?
Oh yeah, he doesn't know who the vampire is. I didn't.
We mentioned him and pointed him out during the conversation.
Did we point him out? I
Yes.
didn't point him
Did
out.
you point?
Well, somebody said, and there he is over there. I assume that was indicating somehow that you were pointing out who it was.
I very deliberately did not do that because I didn't want to. I didn't want to draw any of his attention
Oh,
to me.
oh,
But
okay.
if you
So somebody told him he was a
if you
vampire.
identified who he was to Daniel, then
So somebody told him he was a vampire at the bar, but didn't tell him which one it was.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to be like sitting next to a whole bunch of people. I was planning on sitting by myself. So, unless the vampire decides to come and eat me right then and there, I think I'll be okay.
Okay.
Well, those that know, the vampire is on the far side, so he's not really close to the bar. He's about as far from the bar as you guys are at the moment. Just on the other side.
okay. Still talking to his friend.
Yes.
Well, I do not want to draw any more attention from them than I already have, so I'm just gonna hang out for a little while as people disperse and then just leave.
All right. Anybody else hanging out besides Daniel at the bar and Sarah?
No, I stink. I gotta get home and get a shower.
Okay.
I'll see you guys. Sarah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Have a good night.
So probably about a half hour later, Sean and friend are now joined by a couple ladies. Um, Sarah, how much attention are you paying to them? Or are you just being aware that they're over there?
I'm just being aware for the most part. I am focused on my scotch and my steak dinner.
No, I meant Sarah.
Oh, I think by the time half an hour is gone, she would be out of there. She was
Okay.
just staying like 15, 20 more minutes before getting out. I'm sure we can feel the guilt about that in the morning.
Okay. Carl, were you heading back home?
Sorry, push talk wasn't working. That's a good question, actually. Is there a location where I could park my truck and keep an eye on the street in front of the bar, but still be out of sight? Feel free to say no. That's understandable.
Potentially, yes. I mean, there's always a chance somebody might notice you, but yeah.
Then do so. I want to keep an eye on who comes and goes to the bar over the next little bit.
All right. Give me a.
Well, we do all realize that this is all Cody's fault, right?
It would probably be a stealth plus. In this case,
Wits for like hiding a hiding place.
Yeah, wits plus stealth. Difficulty 6.
I only got one success.
Okay. Now, the fact is, whether you will notice it, I need a perception alertness. Also difficulty 6. Yeah, so you'd notice when about a half hour later, Sean, his friend, and the two ladies walk out of the bar. They hop into the friend's beat up old hatchback that's there, all four of them. Sean crawls into the back seat with one of the girls, and the other girl takes the front seat, and they start to drive away.
I'm not going to tail him, but I am going to pull out and head back to the apartment. From now on, unless otherwise noted, Joe, I'm going to start looking for that hatchback more often now. I'm going to start paying attention for it.
Okay.
You know,
Get the license plate.
If I see it again, I'm not going to do it now. I might get the license plate. I can always probably pull it off my camera from home, so I'm not worried about that.
Are you heading straight home?
Yeah, for the most part. I'm not going to go too far out of my way. So, take I'm not going to like rush it or anything, but I'm just going to go head steadily home.
Okay. After the first couple streets, you realize that the hatchback is heading in the same direction ahead of you.
Oh, stop following. Back way the fuck off. Give them like 5 minutes ahead of time to let them get ahead.
Okay.
And then resume going home.
In that case, when you get home, it is parked in the parking lot.
Okay. Kind of expected. I'm just hoping I don't have to clean up any bodies in the morning. Okay.
Anybody else have anything to do this night?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm just updating my notes and whatnot. So I can give the coroner a call in Covington in the morning, basically look up that phone number, so I have it, and basically just prep work for tomorrow. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Okay. In the morning, when Carl goes to his office, there is a note or a form as a request for. Hold on. It is a note or a form from Sean Campbell requesting to start the process of adding a Ricardo Davalos to his lease.
Okay. Yeah, this farm would probably require like background and credit check, so I'll probably start the process going with that in the morning. Yep. Okay. Ricardo, what was last name?
Davalos.
Dabalos?
I put it in chat there. Davalos with an accent on the first A. The there's no ambulances or any signs that there are bodies to clean up. I don't know if Carl is gonna bother like back checking the camera feed or anything like that, or pay
Oh, definitely.
attention to the house
Oh,
in the morning.
don't get me wrong. Definitely back check the video feed. He'll be doing that for Sean's place every night now.
Okay. They came in. They seemed to be happily walking into his apartment, and then at about probably 6 in the morning, the two ladies left, went downstairs, and a few minutes later, a taxi pulled up for them.
Yeah, it's a bit early for Uber. Okay.
Yeah, too early for Uber. But they walked out on their under their own control. Does anybody have any other immediate plans?
Nope. I think I'm waiting for the meeting in the evening with Ezekiel.
Okay, what about Daniel, and what have you told your boss?
Well, short of mentioning that, I think vampires did it. Pretty much everything.
Okay. Before he basically gives you the look, we can't really bring in others until we have proof that something happened, type of thing. So he's given you the go ahead to investigate that. Um, he the newspaper doesn't really have much staff, but if you need help from an assistant, He can put somebody in your care to help, handle some menial tasks if you need.
For the most part, as I said, the only thing I still have left to do is do a follow-up call with Covington Foreigners, talk to them,
Okay.
to find out if they even have the body.
All right. Then we can handle that. You managed to get the number. You know that the coroner in Covington, or you can find out rather, is one Niels Tischendorf. Actually, I think it would be Niles.
So, I will call and ask to speak to Mr. Tischendorf, or Dr. Tischendorf. I apologize.
A few minutes later, a voice comes over the phone. It has a very thick German accent. Dr. Tischendorf, yes. I'm not going to do a heavy German accent.
Yes. My name is Daniel Myers. I work for.
The Daily Sunrise.
Actually, it's Sunrise Daily.
Yes, how can I help you?
Yeah. So, I was calling because our sheriff's department recently found a individual that was deceased on Sunday, and they informed me that your office is actually handling the autopsy slash arrangements for the body. Is that correct?
Your sheriff's? Which sheriff's?
Um, it's what, Sunrise Sheriff's Department?
Yeah.
Sunrise Sheriff's Department, from the township of Sunrise?
Sunrise. Sunrise is 2 hours away. Do you not have your own?
We do, but according to, I take out my notes even though I know the name, Deputy Lester, he said that they called Covington because the individual in question was a resident of your town, and they requested that you, the coroner, handle the body.
Well, this is news to me.
So you're saying that you did not receive any bodies on Sunday?
Well, we did, but not from Sunrise.
How about this? Because I understand that you may not be able to release identities or anything like that. I'm going to give you a general description of the individual, and you can tell me whether or not you have him in your care, or if that is the individual that showed up on Sunday.
Very well.
I will recall what I can of the person's body and relate that information. Yeah, black hair, brown hair, approximate height, weight.
No. We had a female victim car accident.
All right, sir. Well, I'm sure this is just a mix-up. Who knows? They may actually send him to the morgue of the hospital.
Yes. Well, it hasn't come here. Though I will be on the lookout, I suppose.
Out of curiosity, and this is just a general follow-up. Uh, you have a coroner's van for retrievals, correct?
Of course.
Do you happen to know what model it is and the color?
Oh, yeah, we drive a white Ford Econoline.
Wasn't the one I saw a Dodge?
Yes, and it was black.
All right, sir. Well, I appreciate all your time, and I understand that you are a busy man, so I will let you go, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.
Thank you. You too. He sounds a little confused as he ends the call.
Okay. I'm gonna go knock on the editor's door now.
He's there. Come in.
Okay, so here's the follow-up. According to Covington, they did not receive a body of the type that I described to him on Sunday. Their coroner's van is this type vehicle, white and Ford, as opposed to the one in the footage that I saw. It's Dodge and black. And yeah, he has no knowledge of this body.
Hmm. So we have a missing body, strange van. Where exactly do you want to go with this?
Well, I can keep on trying to run this thing down, but I get a very bad feeling that I mean, I can reach out to some of my contacts at the sheriff's department because I just went and talked to the lead investigator. I didn't, try to reach out to any of my contacts on that because, as I said, I'm trying not to cause a giant tsunami here. I'm trying to just cause a couple of little ripples.
Yeah. There's a difference between incompetence and whatever this would fall into.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing of it is I don't know. Do we have enough to publish with what we have now, or do you actually want me to try and track down this body? Because I got a very bad feeling that this body is currently quite possibly in somewhere, probably somewhere still in the state, but maybe on some medical school's table as a cadaver now.
He seems to weigh it for quite a while. If you can editorialize it, don't make any direct accusations that can be proven false.
Um, I'm perfectly fine with not even doing the editorial side of this. Just present the facts as is, and let the chips fall where they may. Because honestly, let's face it, sir. I mean, what happened in New York wasn't that long ago. This may fall under some sort of national security act that I'm not even allowed to know about.
All right, just be careful.
Hey, I'm just writing it. Y'all guys will edit it afterwards.
He nods.
So I will redo this article that I wrote and basically turn it into like a 3-day summary of here are the facts as I know of them. These are the facts as have been presented to me by law enforcement and, at this point, 2 coroners. As I said, I'm not even going to try to editorialize this. I'm just going to, I guess, end on a question. What has happened to John Doe?
All right. If you can not right this moment, but type up a summary, the gist of this for me.
This was out behind the convenience store, right?
Yeah, the second body was out behind the convenience store. If you're looking at the map where I'm pinging.
I'm sorry, could you ping again? I have my character sheet in the way. Okay. Oh, I see it. Body. Got it.
Yep, body.
We might end up with a lot of those markers on this map.
Maybe. Should I start numbering them? How many zeros should I lead with?
Just there's that one session happens, and then all of a sudden the entire map is covered with body like 1 through 50,000.
Sir, we have a math problem here. What do you mean? Well, according to our records, we have 2,500 people dead, and times 3 that wounded, and our population is only 9,000. So, according to this, we have over 110% people either injured or dead.
110% casualties.
Hey, don't do anything half-assed.
Always give it 110%.
Yep. If you're gonna go in, go hard.
Or like on the map, we hit body 1, 2, body 15 is the next one. Like, wait, what did we miss?
All right. So, any preparations then for that night?
I'm thinking, but I don't know if Ezekiel wants to come up with a list of questions or anything that we're going to be asking him, or a cover story or something. But Sarah doesn't have much. Everything she's got that matters is she just yells at people and they stop doing things. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm here for.
So Ezekiel shows up with a double barrel shotgun. One barrel has silver in it. The other one has wrought iron. It's like, we're just going to test this, see which one works.
I just want to talk to him.
Bandolier of holy water vials.
No. We have the holy hand grenade of
Yeah.
Antioch for this shit.
I mean, we don't know that this guy. There's anything wrong with this guy here. He just knows that Ezekiel has a bit of an odd aura, and he seems to be assuming that Ezekiel is a mage of some kind, which is not the most insane thing Sarah has heard in the last week.
I know.
I
you
mean,
can't
I don't
even
know.
trust
Yeah,
your
Maybe we
friends.
are mages. Maybe it's just like we got these powers and he got those powers.
I think there's enough. I mean, we've probably read through enough on Hunter.net to have some
Yeah. He's not.
ideas, right? I mean,
Yeah, he's not a hunter. He's a warlock, and those seem to be like neutral. Sometimes they're helpful, sometimes they're not. It might not be the worst
Right.
idea to like. I mean, you can either play this for just like. You could try to play this as trying to get him to give you information, Like play.
I mean, that's
play,
exactly.
Play,
Yeah.
play dumb. Find out what he's been doing is one way to do this. Another way would be
Right.
to like come out straight and say like, "Hey, I got my powers to fight monsters. That's pretty clear to me. By the way, we have some monsters. Can you help?" Which the very logical answer to that question is no. I want to stay very far away from them. But he's probably not insane enough to try to help us at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think I'm definitely going to be leaning towards one on that. That was my plan, at
Okay.
least.
Play dumb. You've got
Hi,
some
I just
powers you
found
don't
I
fully
just
understand.
I just found out there are monsters. Are you one?
Yeah. But play dumb. You've got some powers you don't understand. What's out there? What's possible? What do you know that I don't know? Who else should I talk to about this? Fun questions. All right, but Sarah is just going to be showing up, looking inconspicuous, and possibly telling people to stop if things go wrong.
Alrighty then. Sarah's gonna show up first, or
Sure.
before
Yeah.
Ezekiel anyway.
Yeah. She'll show up before Ezekiel. She's just going to be having a quiet drink in the bar somewhere, and then wait for things to happen.
All right. Ezekiel, what time are you gonna show up?
About like five after 5 or so.
Okay. He is not there when you show up, but he shows up a few minutes later. He's dressed fairly nice for a college student. I mean, not as nice as Rockwell is normally dressed, but nice. He is stylish. He is charismatic. The few times you've seen him outside of school, he is surrounded by followers and hangers-on type of thing. Tonight, when he walks in, he is alone. And he seems to basically head straight to your table. As he walks in towards your table, he walks by the bar and happens to grab a glass that the bartender just happens to set down right in front of him as he's going by. And he joins you. Good evening. You didn't wait long, I hope.
Good evening. No, not long at all.
That's good. All right, so this is probably not the best place, but how about we walk and talk? I can ask a few things to find out. Unfortunately, I can't. Uh, I can't refer you to somebody that knows more until I know a little bit more myself.
All right.
He downs the drink, sets it on the table. And starts
So
to
Okay.
walk
first
to the door.
question, can you get drunk? Can you get
Mhm.
drunk?
Yeah, let's.
As he's walking, as he turns around and starts to walk out, he stoops down, picks up a $10 bill off the ground, and sets it on the bar as he walks out. So, what do you know? And do you know how to keep your aura under control?
Yeah, I've been able to do that after a bit.
Yeah, that's very inconvenient.
But honestly, I don't really know a whole heck of a lot, to be honest.
Have you tried, I don't know, research or anything like that? I mean, there's not a whole lot out there, but I find that if you start to look for something, you tend to be able to find it.
That's maybe but I tend to be a fairly skeptical person in general, and a job like mine sort of comes with the territory. So things like evidence, that kind of stuff is sort of really important, and there's not a whole lot of that out there. I mean, I know what I've experienced, that's for sure, but as to what it is, where it comes from, and anything like that, that's another thing entirely.
Well, a lot of it has to do with belief. You have to. How do I say this? You ever get those people on the TV late at night that talk about you need to make your own happiness. You need to make your own.
Right, yeah.
Visualize your life.
Yeah, visualize your life. Thank you, random
Right.
passerby. And he's walking not at a fast pace or anything, but
Mhm.
as you guys are walking, and he's staying fairly close, not too far from the campus or the bar or anything. One thing you become aware of after a few minutes is that as you guys get to a street corner and are about to cross, the light always changes in time. You never have to
It's
stop
just a
and
continuous
wait.
pace.
Yeah, it's at a continuous pace.
Right. Gotcha.
There are places where, and it's 5:30, 6 o'clock, where there's crowds of people walking by or getting caught up, like going somewhere, and yet as you guys pass them, they are never in your way. And he doesn't comment on it or point it out or anything.
Right.
It's like you just have to, what you want, you make happen for you. After a while, it becomes second nature. There's things you can study, but like I said, that comes with people further up.
So it's there's an organization to some extent.
You might say that. Not as structured per se as an organization, just people that happen to know and are willing to look out for each other and help to avoid certain mistakes.
Right. A certain mistake would be
Drawing attention to
there.
yourself, or
Right.
drawing overt attention to yourself. Attention can be a good thing. I happen to have quite a few people that have noticed me and are willing to hang out, help out, pay for meals.
All right. Interesting.
So have you had any instances like that where things just kind of fall into place when you need them? That's usually the first way it manifests.
I guess you might say that.
Does not
Nothing
being
is
seen by a zombie count as everything falling into place for you?
right, exactly. I mean, it was really friggin' handy.
It really is very convenient.
Yeah, I guess that was a bit how it occurred. Not that but again, it was also it was much less, say, casual as you make it sound.
Interesting.
It was more of a pressure kind of situation.
And
But yeah.
oh, proceed, please.
Well, I was just just wondering because it for you it sounds like there's almost like an thing is it that I don't think I seem to does not feel familiar to my experience.
Well, maybe you're a little bit different. And then he stops and glances over to the side. What about auras? Can you see auras? And he glances back over to the side. And down an alleyway, there is a bum sitting next to a dumpster. Like that one there. Can you see his aura?
All right, so not using illuminate, but rather just the ability that we all have here.
Spending
By
conviction.
spending conviction, yeah.
Yeah, the illuminate doesn't cause conviction, but also makes you light up like a beacon, as has become apparent.
Right. So I'll spend the conviction and take a look down the alley.
That particular bum looks wrong to you. He looks kind of pallid and sunken. And you've seen enough by this time to recognize a Walking Dead.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
do
Okay.
you see it? I see
I
I see a kind of a uh, grayish aura tinged with a little bit of orange.
yeah. I'm seeing something of that nature. Yeah.
He's depressed, a little bit afraid. Wait, there's a little bit of dark blue in there now. Oh, he's getting suspicious.
Let's keep going, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I can't say that I see all of that.
It takes a little bit of practice. Seeing it comes first. Knowing what it means comes a little later.
Okay. See, it's good to know that there's a possibility for this. I'm a little bit more controlled and useful.
Yeah, it can be very useful. Here, I have something for you. He reaches into his coat and pulls out kind of like a moleskine notebook. Have a read.
What's this?
It's a little bit of information, I suppose. If you
So
are
you think you're a
interested,
wizard, Harry?
yeah. If you are interested, I will pass your name along and arrange another meeting. Somebody that actually can do a little bit of training.
Let me read a bit, and yeah, and we can meet again soon.
Yes. Now you have to, when you read this, you have to read it with an open mind. It's written in a
Okay.
way that not everybody will understand.
Sure. Okay. I think I can manage that.
All right then.
Oh, thank you.
And you guys end basically back at the bar. Unfortunately, I do have to go.
Sure. Yeah.
I did have a good chat though.
Yeah, me too. And I extend my hand.
He'll shake your hand. It's not cold. It's not deathly.
Good.
He isn't overly aggressive, showing a sign of dominance by trying to break your hand either.
Also good.
Takes
And
you by
I'll
the hand,
I'll
slams
say
the
goodbye
bottle
and
over your head.
I'll say goodbye and then I'll head into the bar.
He starts walking to the curb, and there is a taxi there where a lady was getting ready to hop into it, but something blows out of her hand, so she takes a few steps to catch it, and he gets right into it.
That monster stealing someone else's taxi. He has to be stopped.
And then I'll look around a bit, and if Sarah's still there waiting, then I'll have a seat.
Mm-hmm. Sarah's was kind of like nervous, tapping her foot, wondering what was going on. Should she follow? She knows she's not good at tailing people, and then just is glad that you're back and don't appear to be anyone's mind slave.
Not good at telling people, hey, wait
Yeah.
up, you're getting too far ahead.
Yeah, right.
Well, at least you didn't run into Carl's problem. Okay, I'm gonna go back home now. Why are these people ahead of me that I've been following all night, going the same way? This
Shit,
doesn't
I'm your
work.
landlord. All right. So how did it go?
Remarkably not threatening, to be honest. I was pleasantly surprised by that.
So what did he want exactly?
I think he really did think I was like him, and he was wanting to sort of, if I was, then put me in contact with people who could train me or whatever. So, I'm thinking. So yeah, I think that, and it sounded as if there's at least loose network. I'd hesitate to call it an organization by the way that he talked about it, but certainly a some way that they keep track of each other or have some sort of network of social ties that where he'd have some access to some people who would sounded like higher up somehow or more powerful maybe, um, who would have more ability, I guess, to train a neophyte.
What? Okay. So,
But he handed me this. I put the book down on the table. Suggested that I read it with a bit of an open mind. So, I don't know. Might be interesting to take a look. Might give us some insight into what he's actually up to and doing, or at least what kind of he's doing with his powers and whatnot.
what did he seem like? Like, what did he want? Did you get an idea of what he uses, what his powers for?
Honestly, from what I could tell, it mostly seemed to be just everyday conveniences. Not paying for stuff. Like ease of walking down the street. I mean, it reminded me of like I don't know, like somebody who's like like a characterization of somebody who's like new money. Like they have this, they're using it this for kind of not necessarily frivolous stuff, but like it was just it was a bit odd. There was no overt, kind of grand plan kind of stuff going or anything of that, obviously, but the stuff he was clearly making use of and not hiding it from me was things like that. Lights always changed right as we were walking. We never had to stop the entire time we were talking. People were moving out of the way. Lights changed. It was interesting, that's for sure. Oh, and then he asked me about whether I could see the aura of homeless guy down an alleyway. Pretty sure he was Walking Dead.
You one of the Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Did Martin know that?
I don't know if he knew that, but he talked about seeing a gray kind of aura, and then he described the rest of it all sort of in colors, like a glow of different colors, and then was able to describe like what they meant. Like what the guy was feeling, like his emotional state. Not something I've, come across, as far as we do.
It strikes me as strange to stare down one of the Walking Dead and think about what they're feeling rather than what they are. It makes me think he never knew.
I almost, right? Like there's something wrong. Like there's just like he's able to see some of that same kind of information, but whatever he is, as a warlock or whatever it is that he's got. It
almost sounds like
not. It's not the same information.
it almost sounds like the innocence of a child. Almost is he simply is all that was revealed to him was it makes his life easier, and he doesn't see the problems that are right there in plain sight for us.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And the only thing where he seems more, circumspect is he definitely. I mean, I think he's a little worried about me using Illuminate again.
He doesn't want to be noticed. Doesn't like attention.
No, definitely not. Right. And he's couched it more in the terms of like, oh, it's not good for you. You should be careful. But, the fact that it lights everybody up to everybody, I think it makes him nervous.
Oh. So
there's definitely
this courtesy visit for your benefit may have been more about protecting himself, not drawing attention to.
I think that's part of it for sure. I think it'd be kind of crazy if it wasn't. But
yeah.
He asked enough, and handing me this makes me wonder if if there isn't some sort of genuineness to at least some of what he was saying, or at least somewhat. I don't think
there's always some good and some bad at work there. I can't blame him for the desire not to be noticed. We did much the same after our first meeting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take this home and start going through it, and
definitely we should
can get
understand
some more insight.
Who knows? Maybe you can learn some of what he can do. Wouldn't that be useful?
Maybe. Well, thanks for sticking around. It was good to process some of this with somebody, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course, anytime. And whenever you're done with that notebook, I'd also like to take a look.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
And with that, I think I'll get back to the house. I've got a lot to think about.
Sarah will nod and finish her drink, and then probably go do the same.
So Ezekiel leaves first, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
After Ezekiel leaves, before Sarah can leave, Sean walks into the bar and is kind of looking around like he's looking for somebody, and notices Sarah and starts to approach.
Sarah will spend a point of conviction.
Okay. You are aware that he is a vampire.
Yep, I know, and I don't want any mental tricks when this happens. And
can we talk?
Of course.
And he kind of looks around and picks a seat that's not really too close to anybody, but there's also it's like near one of the jukebox speakers type of thing.
Okay, it's difficult to overhear from.
Yeah.
Well, I was real concerned he was about to ask me to take a walk out in the dark, and that was going to be an awkward conversation. But if he just wants to talk in here, then I'll be very relieved.
He goes over there, sits down.
Mm-hmm. I'll join him.
Well, first I want to thank you. Not that what you offered me the other night was anywhere near appealing, but thank you for the gesture.
Sarah will be, kind of a bit embarrassed and
I
like,
I think
I
I've over the past few days learned to what's the word? Keep things under control, I guess. Um, did you hear about somebody the other morning being found?
found near the
Uh,
cemetery behind the convenience store. Yes.
yes. Um, I don't know for sure, but I think that person, or at least the one that did that, is the one that he kind of rubs his own neck.
Sarah will nod with
Um,
understanding.
well, okay, this is all kind of sudden, and there's certain things I can't, and he's looking around carefully. I can't say there's certain things I shouldn't say, but apparently uh, what they did to me, and I don't know if they tried doing it to that other person, it's kind of against certain rules. And um, well, and he seems to start to like get nervous about choosing his words.
It's okay. Can
Um,
I'm
no,
I'm here to help.
this place isn't safe. If uh, I switched all my classes to night classes. I need to get to class soon. Um, if I stop coming to class, something happened to me. I guess uh, the crime of what happened to me isn't just against the person that did it, but to the person it happened to as well. I might be able to avoid that, but I don't know. But the first problem, I guess, they others are going to be looking for the one that did this to me, and uh, if it's related to the other person as well. So if that happens, try not to get in the way of that. I don't think they would um, stop at or let the fear of innocent bystanders get in the way.
That is concerning. You've been very honest with me, and I appreciate that. I should let you know that what I represent is I'm here for the people who get hurt along the way. I'm here for people like uh, like like Donovan Brown and like the other person whose name we haven't found, and I'm here for you. I don't think that this was I believe you that this wasn't what you wanted, and this is something that was inflicted upon you by someone else, and I want that person to be stopped, and I don't want any other people to be caught in the crossfire. So if you know anything else about that person, or if you ever find out about somewhere where there might be people in danger because of those looking for that person, that thing, then I would like to be there to do something about it. I'll give you my number, and you can call me anytime, day or night. If it's important, then I'd like to be able to do something. Then I'll be there to do something about it. And I also want you to know that if you say that you've gotten control, and I want to believe you, but if you ever feel that if that ever becomes less certain in your mind, if you're ever wondering whether or not you're really the one in control anymore, please talk to me. I don't want this to end with anyone getting hurt.
He noticeably winced when you mentioned Donovan Brown.
Mm-hmm. She used his name on purpose.
Yeah, I guess. It is easier if you keep it under control. Unlike waking up that first time, I think Donovan. And he stops.
I know what happened to Donovan, and I don't blame that on you. I blame that on the one who did that to you, to both of you. That's who I want to find. That's who I want to deal with. And you were caught in the crossfire as much as anyone else. But now you're stuck with this. I don't know if there's any way to go back to the way you were. I'm going to look. But until as long as you are this way, then even though this wasn't your fault, even though Donovan wasn't your fault, anything that happens from now on is your responsibility to control. So make sure it doesn't go wrong again.
If from what I understand, the one that did this to me can make me do things.
At that point, Sarah goes from looking, friendly, supportive, slightly judgmental to she is just something just a little bit seething with absolute hatred for this person that they're discussing. Just a little bit.
If that ever happens, stop me.
Of course.
I have to get back to class. I have to
Yes.
get to class.
Of course. It's got to be disorienting, changing your schedule right in the middle of the semester.
Yeah.
I hope finals aren't too hard on you. If you ever need help with any research for any of your papers, I'll be in the library.
Thank you.
Gonna smile and let him go.
He gets up and leaves hurriedly, but not supernaturally hurriedly. And I think we can end it there for the night. Does anybody else have anything they wish to do on this night before we end?
We all pop out from behind Sarah and stab the poor boy to death with stakes.
Oh no.
Oh,
Let me see.
Of
My
course, we play it off
timeline.
as a joke, shouting out, "Nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition," and run off in our red cloaks and hats.
Well, we found out warlocks were more like what Carl thought warlocks were, until you convinced them that they were evil.
Convince Carl that warlocks are evil?
Yeah, Carl was like, maybe there's like, magicians or sorcerers or something like that, like some other type of awakened people, and turns out they are. And everybody else convinced him that they were like evil, mind controlling, horrible people, things that need to be killed. So now Carl's walking around
I never said that.
Carl's like walking around thinking like next time he sees a warlock and finds like one at a good opportunity, he's gonna like.
I don't think we've told. I think I've been pretty specific. I think I've managed to not tell Carl who I think the warlocks around here are, but I'm not
Oh,
sure.
you did. You described it. They controlled the students from the college and brought them to the bar and all this other stuff.
I mean,
Right?
I said what I saw, but I don't think did I
Oh,
identify him by name or
yeah.
by
I don't think
appearance?
he identified them, so he doesn't know who they are specifically. But he's looking
Okay,
out for
yeah,
them.
yeah.
There's
Sarah,
definitely
Sarah
possible.
is cautious about who she gives exact identities to Carl, as that is may have we're feeling that information may have consequences.
Well, that's why I didn't have a problem giving Carl. Carl flat out said, "I am not taking on the police," so that's why I had no problem telling him Deputy Lester was the guy who sent me along.
Yeah.
So, Joe, one of the other things I was going to do.
Carl wouldn't be
Go
above
ahead.
taking on a deputy or something on the side, but it would have to be like situational. Would be have to be the opportunity. Wouldn't be something he would go out for.
Anyways, I know we have the two Fleabag motels, but is there actually like a decent hotel in the city?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We
The thing I was
can.
going to set up was I was actually going to go. I'm going to use some of my resources and set up a standing reservation for a suite at
Okay.
the nicer hotel.
Where would you like the nicer hotel to be?
But I figured it'd be in new downtown, since that's the thing.
it's the entertainment district almost.
Well, dense residential
makes
between
sense.
dense residential and new downtown.
Oh yes, I did. There's I think one more role I wanted to do. Like I don't think there's any roles that really needed to happen during that conversation, but I do just want to think back on that conversation with Sean, and I just want to know, like, did I get the impression he was holding back anything about his intentions? Was he being honest about his desire to, keep this under control and like try to go? The impression he gave to me was that he was going to try and live a normal life and deal with this as a curse and not, go full vampire, and wasn't planning to hurt people more than he had to. I would just want to make some kind of, I guess, empathy roll to try and figure out if it seemed like he was holding anything back or trying to sell me a story there.
Um, yeah, give me a perception empathy.
Perception, empathy. Let's see.
And the difficulty is going to be, in this case, a 7.
All right. Empathy. I have a specialization in motives. I think that applies here.
Yep. So you can do a specialty roll.
Approachable. Reduce the difficulty of any empathy rolls involving other people and hunters by 2, and by 1 with human-seeming monsters. I assume that applies.
This would be a 1, yeah. Reduce it by 1.
All right. Also, I have good listener. The difficulty of apparently friendly social rules that involve people talking to your characters reduced by 2. Does that also apply?
Yes.
All right. I'm
So it
going
looks
to go
like
ahead.
difficulty is now a 4.
Yep. That'll be 7 successes.
He definitely seemed that he is working to keep this under control.
Okay.
He seemed rather truthful that he found a way to manage it. How exactly, you don't quite know, but presumably, he also seemed very intent that you got the sense that he would rather be killed than risk being forced to hurt somebody when he was saying to stop him.
Okay. And I get the impression that, like, if he feels like he's losing control, he is going to call me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm satisfied with that.
Now, in 100 years, he may think differently, but...
Yeah. Well, by then, Sarah will have figured out a cure for vampirism, so it'll be fine. You got to start working on that one.
All right.
For tonight, let's go with 5 experience. Did anybody satisfy their nature for willpower?
The nature is a caregiver? I think I did.
I'm pretty sure I didn't, because mine involves convincing somebody, going along with somebody's plan.
Yes, we didn't really have plans today.
I had to do a lot of the planning.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it's when Cody's not around, it's rough. All right. My experience total is at 20. Is that are we doing like a shared experience total, or is this a session by session thing?
Since the numbers are usually so low, session by session.
All right. Fair enough.
Also, did anybody fulfill their creed for a point of conviction?
I feel like I fulfilled my creed.
I don't know, man. I walked into a couple of situations that could have ended badly for me.
I don't remember what that.
I think Ezekiel definitely counts as getting the creed for the innocent of just kind of walking around doe-eyed in the streets with a warlock, getting him to spill all his secrets. Or at least like 5 of his secrets.
Hey, as I said, I am now a little bit more on board with Carl than I was before. But the thing of it is it's more along the lines of I was doing the mercy thing, and the fact of me trying to actually just find this damn person.
Understandable. You gotta understand, Carl's a hammer. Everything looks like a nail to him.
Well, also, I mean, as I said, I did wander into a couple of situations where it was like, okay, am I actually going to walk out of here? But I don't know if that fulfills the whole idea of martyr.
I would say yes, the martyr can regain or can gain a point of conviction. The innocent can gain a point of conviction. The Redeemer can gain a point of conviction. The Avenger didn't really get aggressive on anybody.
Hey, he got a little aggressive with me, but
It's okay.
I swear to God, I thought Carl was going to throw me out of the bar.
He's like gets called to someplace
Not
for
have
like
used a door or a window.
just like expecting to hit somebody because being called in for backup, and like they get to a bar and like right next to the vampires, and like we start having a conversation. It's like, what the hell?
I told you it wasn't urgent.
Well, isn't urgent could mean like it could go down, and there was not really much it could at this point.
All right. All right. So 5 experience, point of conviction for attempted redemption.
Yep.
Although it's kind of evened out because I also spent one during the conversation. Need to get into more fights so I can use my powers there.
The vampire handout will let anybody in an appropriate skill or knowledge take a specialty of vampires.
My cult has a long way to go before that's an option.
Yeah, it could be a cult. It could also probably fit just about any melee for vampires, how to fight vampires, etiquette. So if anybody raises an appropriate skill up to 4, they can take a specialty of vampires if it fits. Just let me know. Some of them should fit, some won't, but
Empathy, vampires.
no.
I mean, empathy is specifically like reading emotional states, so,
Yeah, that would be more like specific vampires.
You need you need some lingerie and a balcony.
The book that Martin offered is kind of a very short 15 or 20 small pages, right, of mostly nonsense. It is written in a way that would give absolutely nothing away, and a lot of it you kind of have to force yourself to interpret it in just the right way to get any sense out of it. And it comes off as like a big motivational self-help walkthrough.
Got it.
So it's the Mage the Awakening rulebook. All right, got it.
It's the kind of thing that you would send $5 away for in the back of an occult magazine.
Yeah. You can learn the secrets of wizardry. Just send $5 in a self-addressed stamped envelope.
And you get it included with a free pair of X-ray glasses.
So you think pamphlet? So you think you're a wizard, huh, Harry?
All right. Well,
let me.
Okay.
I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Where'd my stream go?